I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.
At T-Mobile for Business, unconventional thinking means we see things differently, so you can focus on what matters most. That's why we've become the leader in 5G, number one in customer satisfaction, and a partner who includes 5G in every plan, so you get it all. Unconventional thinking is better for business. Open Signal awards T-Mobile as America's fastest 5G network USA. 5G user experience report July 2021. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com. For JD Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
I appreciate you, Jerry. Thank you.
Well, have you reached your goals in 2020? That's the question. And if you have not, it is time. It is time to get to work. Because I know I haven't. I didn't get where I wanted to be. 2020 is out the door.
Jerry, look to your left, look to your right, you'll find me.
Come on, Shaker.
Shaker, that was priceless.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's it. That's it.
Always on point.
That's it. Oh, I love it. Good morning, everyone.
Jerry, let us find out you secretly a graphic designer, because your backgrounds
okay.
be on point. Come on, like, hey Jerry, can you put together? Good morning. I'm super excited to be with each and every one of you on this glorious, wonderful last day of 2020. We made it through 2020. As Jerry said, did you accomplish your goals for 2020, or have you reached your defining moments, as Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr. would say? If not, why? Why you waiting? Why you hesitating? What's going on? Let's get it done. But do not live in your past mistakes. Do not live in your past. Do not live in the past things that you did not complete. Move forward. With that being said, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome to the ATSJR Company's daily meeting. When the pandemic began, Antonio said, hey, let's open up our daily meetings to those who have businesses, who don't have businesses, those who will be starting businesses, so they can see how we run our business. So you are getting insights to how the ATSJR companies run. You will be getting information that you are not supposed to be getting. The purpose of this is for you to take that information, apply it to your businesses, apply it to your life, and move forward. So ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you our founder, our CEO, the innovator of innovators, the one who made all of this happen, the creator of all things, the puller of goals and dreams, Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Here we go. Yes, thank you so much. I had to switch. I heard my stuff mess up. You made me sound like Thanos or something. I appreciate you. All right. Perfect way to start off the last day of the year that woke most of you up is what Jerry said. You know, have you reached it? Have you got it done? Have you got it done? I want to go over laws 1 through 9 all today. In this one session, I'm going to do a review over 1 and 3 quickly, and then give you 4 through 9 right after that. Okay? If you're going to do anything possible, proper. When I first wrote this, it was 2012. First off, all this stuff is universal. All this stuff is universal. Okay, this is universal laws, so it's not like I made it up. And it was 2012, and I called it Possible. Back then, it was called the Possible series, and it was a long series, whatever it was. And I was trying to convince people everything's possible. Well, today, Law, I know that for sure. I don't have to convince you that it's possible. So now, what I understand this is your problem is not that you don't think it's possible. Your problem is you won't take responsibility for the stuff that you put in the ground. Like, because most of you got faith and hope, and you still believe your football team is gonna win, the championship this year. Your basketball team, the Ohio, the Ohio State. You can't just say Ohio State. The Ohio State, right? And that's fantastic because that's what you're supposed to have. We have to account for what's in here. Now, how did those seeds even get in your hand is another story, a story we're going to cover here in the next 2 minutes. You got to you have to account for what you're picking up and admit to yourself what you're putting down. And that you need to write down. Account for what you are picking up and then admitting what you're putting down. If you remember nothing else but just focus on that, you'll be just fine. I'll give it to you in a Grace works out so she can eat like garbage. And it works for her, right? It totally works. Law was like, yep, it totally works. She's accounted for. I am going to eat this garbage, drink this Coca-Cola today. I'm going to have 3 of them. I'm fully aware. How many Coca-Colas you drink a day? Don't lie to me. 2. All right, she say 2. I'm fully aware that there's 4 times the amount of sugar I'm going to drink just in these two Cokes. This is what she's putting in her hand. You understand? But it doesn't become destruction for her because she then drops that and then puts into the ground extreme physical exercise. See, I'm trying to make it make sense to you. The problem with that is she's washing out any fantastic glory that she could have. So instead of being Achilles, the great Greek warrior or something, she just happens to be Grace that would die and then in a generation would be forgotten. What if, you understand, she applied that I am going to dominate without first picking up destruction? How far would she be today? Some of you are doing the right things, but you're forced to always reap a mixed harvest. Okay, one more example, and I'm going to make it all make sense. If your life is not excellent, it only means you are not planting excellent seeds, or you are planting excellent seeds as well as non-excellent seeds, and they grow together. So as soon as you get this good thing, it's then choked out by something bad that happens in your life that same day or the next day. I'll give you an example. You get a car transmission light come on. You know what I'm talking about. You get a house but need a roommate. Was that too personal? I'm sorry. Was that too personal? I'm sorry. I actually looks around here. Damn, all right, come on. I apologize. Right? Or you get money, but you gotta live with your parents. Now, ain't nothing wrong with living with your parents if you're stacking money, but I'm talking about have to between I'm being strategic of 2 different things. You see how this mixes, the harvest mixes together? And we never want to be mixing our fantasticness with averageness.
Okay.
All right. We never want to be mixing our fantasticness with averageness. When you get to 2021, which is in a few hours, which is an illusion in itself, but it's a useful illusion for right now. Okay, Phil got that one. But it's a useful illusion. Okay, when you get there, you need to intentionally say to yourself, I will only plant good seeds. Now, some of you are going to do this and you're going to do a good job. So I must give you a warning. Most of you, by account from my observation, you're going to plant good seeds. The problem is January, February, March, and might not even be the September that you're going to see that. Uh-oh. And I'm not talking. Go ahead.
It makes sense because harvest time is in the spring and the fall.
Okay. All right. So we got to talk about that. So some of you won't be able to see your harvest because you never, and this is one of the laws that's going to come up. When I learned this law, it hurt my feelings, but I'm going to come back to it. You never reap in the same season in which you sow. That's right. That one hurts me. That hurts me. Because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you when I come back to it, I'm going to tell you why. And that's normal. Okay? That's just fine. But the rest of you, there's another half of you, that's not going to be your problem. You're not going to reap what you do this year or 2021 into 2024. And you might as well just buckle up and deal with it because you're still going to reap all that poison you've planted in 2020 alone. Don't you remember? Don't you remember complaining with every news broadcast that came out? I specifically remember in February, late February, early March, I specifically remember Phil saying, oh man, I was caught up and I had to just cut it off. I specifically remember him saying that. He said, yeah, I was looking at all the news and it was unusual for me, so I just cut it off. But don't you remember not cutting it off? Don't you remember taking a side in an argument? Don't you remember having an opinion that wasn't the opinion that someone is a master creator and they are God and they're living the highest expression of themselves, whether you like that expression or not? Don't you remember complaining every single day this year? And every complaint was a seed. Some of you complained at least 10 times a day. When you multiply that, I see you, Law, by 365, you have, what's the math on that, Grace? 2 zeros at the end. Yeah. I said once. I said 10. I said 10. 10. Just give it to him for dramatic effect.
3,650
poisons in the ground, and that's just from staying in tune with the programming, television programs that wanted you in your poverty condition. Don't you remember? Your body didn't body right. Yeah. The sickness didn't go away soon enough. Don't you remember complaining? Oh, Lord, playing their way through chemo. My goodness. 10 in that, Law, perfect time to get you.
I had to find my unmute. It's interesting what you just said, because I feel like I'm understanding this process more. I feel like I planted a lot of seeds in 2020, and I feel like these seeds are now going to come into fruition into 2021. Whereas in 2019, I think I was planting the same seeds and wanted into 2020, but I think I didn't successfully plant the seeds until 2020. So now they can come into fruition.
Jerry just said something cold about that. Yes, you're absolutely right, Law. You're absolutely right. You couldn't be more right should you have tried. Law recognized, I just really repeated the same year with the same seeds. And I was out there, poison, just throwing them out there. Amanda wisely admitted, I could play my whole way through chemo. When we scientifically know that all disease comes from stress in the first place, she then, during the healing process, invoked more stress. So while the medicine is going to simulate healing in the body, her complaints blocked her from actually receiving actual healing in the body. Can I say that a different way? Meditation heals the body. Medication simulates healing in the body. You don't want to live a simulated harvest. So here we are. We found ourselves over and over and over in a simulation of what should be. But the problems with simulations is they're not real. This world is so, and I'm going to break this down for y'all later today. This world is so fake that we get to manipulate it every chance we get. It's not real. This is the only thing that is real. And we are the computer programmers that decide to manipulate or to calculate or to bend anything to our pleasure. The problem is you don't realize the only thing I've ever received in life is pleasure. You just secretly are addicted to pain, which is pleasure for you. Don't do this in 2021. Don't you do it? Don't you lie to yourself and think for 1 second that you haven't messed up your reward system in some areas. Because the reason you complain so much is because you, as an intellectual, like being complimented for seeing through the fog. And instead of seeing through the fog without negativity, you've bought into this world and see through the fog with the poison. So therefore, you complain.
Watch yourself, Jerry.
Come on, Sam.
First, good morning, everybody. How everybody doing? I want to say part of my Facebook Live this morning was like encouraging people. You're gonna have good and bad moments. And I said, even though this was something different for me this year, I could be bitter, but I'm still thankful I got a roof over my head. I'm still thankful I got a car to drive. I'm still thankful I got a job. Yeah, I'm gonna have some, but I was just saying, still be thankful. I said it ain't the income I want or that I'm used to, but I still got something to come in to keep me covered. And what I was trying to help them see is, even as I take the classes, I said, like, there's some tools I had forgotten about that I let dust collect on because of church hurt or some personal hurts. And then I said, not that I haven't hurt people myself, but I said I had to remember to still stay thankful. And as you're talking about sowing and reaping and seeds and stuff, right? Which is absolutely true. And everything that you've been saying for the last 2 days is absolutely true. But what happens when you have these two things happen? Because you're an Old Testament person, you're a great intellectual. What happens? Because like I had a grandmother, never smoked, and no disrespect to nothing you're saying, never smoked, never did anything. And she was a great loving person, loved on everybody in the neighborhood, and ended up with cancer. She didn't have that negativity. She always so good. But just like the Bible say, he reigns on the just and the unjust alike. So you have the good to come with the bad, the yin and the yang. Like you got good to come with the bad. Unfortunately, some people end up with certain things that they didn't sow for. Because they like I said, you can end up with cancer and been living right, never smoked nothing in your life. And so just like Job did everything right, but look what happened in his life. I'm done.
Okay, got you. All right, so we got a whole lot to say right here, okay? A whole lot to say. Now, let's go with Job since he ended with Job, and I'll work backwards as I was following everything you said in my memory files. Job complained through his whole process. The whole process, all 40-something chapters, my man was on it. He had 3 friends that helped him complain too. Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar.
Was that
specifically
before?
Those 3.
Was that before? Or while
before,
he was going through?
Well, there's not enough history to know what happened before. Okay. But I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to that. Okay, yeah, I'm coming back to that because I'm gonna tie in that with your grandmother.
Okay.
Right. So what he's asking was he complaining to get the balls on the skin and lose all his family and blah blah blah. Right. He's right. There's not enough historical or textual evidence to say he was complaining. So I can't put that on him. That would be eisegesis and not exegesis. You understand? I can't put that on him. Now, but put a pin in that because we're coming right back to that, Sammy. Let's just remember he complained through the whole process. In Job's case, what was in him came out of him.
Okay.
Wow, but wait, but I'm not being always fair because that scripture or that his story still calls him righteous and upright. So which is it, Antonio? Was Job righteous and upright? As you do know, when a sacred text calls you something, it kind of meant that. I'm not sure if y'all know that either. That's not something, they don't just put that stuff in there by, let me just put a little filler word in it. No. It's in there. So clearly, and he said, of all the people on earth, righteous and upright, yet when that fell from him, complained. But I'm still not being fair to Job because his response when he finally got a conversation with his master, he responded like a man talking to his master. And they wouldn't know, where were you, Job, when I spun this into existence? You crazy. Yes, sir, you're so right. And I'm still not being fair to Mr. Job because then he got double for his trouble.
All right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, so I got 4 things there. I'm contradicting myself the whole way through, each way, on purpose, because Job was a great example of this, of life and how things happen. Now let's go to your grandmother, okay? Let's go to your grandmother. My grandmother was fantastic like your grandmother. The problem is my grandmother took on all the stress of her 8 kids and they were sorry. Ain't no sense in me sugarcoating it, Jeanette. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of me's walking around there siphoning all her wealth and health. It is the truth. Okay. And she, right? Never cussed, never said a word, but she took on all that and people abused her and she internalized it, handled it godly, But handling things godly shouldn't be a replace for releasing or therapy.
Okay.
My grandmother problem, rest her soul, adopted me, tattooed on my body, is she tried to handle everything godly, which means be quiet, don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. She never confessed her problems to one another. James would say that. All she did was be that virtuous woman that held it all in. And she held it in so much to where her body got acidic. And that's what that is. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
That don't sound like Samuel's grandmother. Right. So I used Job on purpose. Job, what was in my grandmother came out my grandmother. So I brought up that first. There are other people like me who then go to a trash can. You understand? Mm-hmm. Who have all sorts of terrible things happen to them.
Right.
For the glory of man. I'm trying to help you understand your grandmother a little bit, Samuel.
Okay.
Every now and then, some people choose a path that then gives glory to everything around them. Now, here is where the gut punch comes in at. But your grandmother's death, and this is for all y'all, I'm talking to him specifically, but all y'all, who said her cancer was a bad thing? I have a question for you. It's the first question that popped up in my head when you was talking. Well, I know you didn't, but here's the deal. First question that popped up in my head. Did she complain during her process?
Actually, no, she was still smiling, loving on people.
Don't sound like it. Yeah. Like, for the way you said it, she never complained.
Right. In her private time, by herself. But as far as still cooking meals, do what she had to do. Even one of my cousins, same thing, till the day they...
Mm-hmm. So what if I told y'all that we make our loved ones death?
I don't care what they say about you. Mm-hmm. I don't care what they say about you. You stay focused on God. So does he reign on the just and the unjust alike or no? I mean, you teaching me some good stuff and I'm listening.
No, I got you. The universal laws will reign on the just and the unjust, right? Period, point blank. We can say a lot about that, but we'll just keep going. Look at this, y'all. We look at people and they go through something and we make it about us. And every last one of y'all is guilty of it. Every last one of you. And his grandmother, when he was talking, the only thing I felt in me, that's what she wanted. Period. And it was for the glory of mankind. Maybe for this one conversation right here. I don't know. But I can tell you what. I can tell you that everybody chooses their path. Your grandmother was strong enough for that one without complaint. That's a whole different kind of person. So it's proper that you bring up Job because your grandmother sounds a lot like Job without the complaints.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
But without the trash can, I can't make a difference.
Right. And I get that.
Without her cancer, like imagine how many lives she touched and connected and how much strength she gave to people because she took on cancer.
Right. That's true. That's true.
I mean, that's it is what it is.
That's real talk.
When we make somebody else's death about us, we truly don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
There you go. You got some peace with this?
Thank you for your plug.
There is.
Oh,
there it is.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Y'all get okay, cool. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody ain't catching stuff because they sick. But I will tell you this. The side effect of resisting the law of attraction is disease. If you are resisting what is supposed to happen, let me say it a different way. I don't want y'all to get that twisted. Let's define the law of attraction first. We'll make it easier this way. The law of attraction is simply the side effect of the law of vibration. So what's the law of vibration? It means everything is vibrating. It means everything has a vibration, which therefore means everything has a vibrational equivalent. So when you resist the vibrational equivalent that is showing up in your life, disease will automatically happen. This is what I mean by that. Well, let me back up a little bit more and explain it again. The law of attraction is simply, it's the granddaddy of them all, right? It's simply the side effect, the result of everything in vibration, which means the law of vibration is what you really need to understand. The law of vibration says that everything from this phone to me, the mere fact that your head has less gravity than your feet because your head is a little bit higher off the center of the earth. Everything is in vibration. They've done studies to when a person dies, this person weighs just a little bit less. Everything is in vibration. That means everything also has a vibrational equivalent. So let me make this very plain. All your seeds are vibration. And when the stuff come in your life that you don't like and you resist that, there comes disease. Half of y'all got phantom headaches you can't explain. Doctor can't find it, but you know doggone where they there. Uh-oh. That's because you keep looking at the harvest of your life and getting mad, not admitting it can only be in your life if you planted it. What you're supposed to do to what you call the good and the bad is enjoy it all. Oh, man. What you're supposed to do with the good and the bad is enjoy it all. But every time y'all resist the bad, you create disease, because the side effect of the result of resisting the law of attraction is disease. Some of y'all resist good things too. How many of you, everybody ain't gonna admit this, but you was like me, you was allergic to positivity. Get that out of here. Get that shit. Get that out of here. Come on. Look, it's just me and Grace with our hands up. You know, all right, Dr. Tyre, okay, Michelle, all right. Like, I don't want to, he can't be that good. Okay. Ain't nobody that good. Something wrong with her, right? All that stuff. Ooh, there go that preacher. I don't want to talk to him. Every time he talks, God, bring up God. God is good. I don't want to hear all that, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking. Go ahead, Samuel.
Hey, how about this one? And sometimes you mess up a blessing for you and the other person, being pride and prideful. Somebody try to give you $20 or $30, and they in a worse situation than you. They trying to bless you because God put it on their heart to bless you. But you like, nah, I know your situation. Now you need that. Go ahead and keep that. But yet you blocking their blessing, and you blocking the blessing that God trying to get to you.
That's right. And you're also telling the universe, you're telling God, don't you give me nothing, because I'm not open to receive right now. So go ahead, Tyra.
Are you talking about more like worshiping through like the struggle, or okay, when you're saying accept the good and the bad, or because you were saying something like being happy through the, or being happy through the bad. So are you talking about we're embracing that, trying to overcome, or what do you mean?
I got you. Because somebody else in my private box asked me that same question too. Let me put just 1 second. Amanda, let me get your question because it may be in the same energy. Now I'm going to see.
So what I was going to say is my problem was anytime anybody see me, I'm always smiling. You don't ever see me not smiling. I'm always that way. But on the inside, I was eating myself alive. I mean, everybody's always sitting there. I'm always happy. Why are you always happy? How are you always so happy? But on the inside, I was tearing myself apart.
No, that's accurate. Private messenger, I just asked you a question. Respond back to me to answer that question. I want to see if I can use an example that is relatable. I know Dr. Tyra does. I need to know if you do. And then I'm going to give a few examples, but when she responds back to me, I'll be able to use an example that encompass both of them. Now, let's talk about enjoying it all. Okay, she says, all right, so what I'll do is I'll use a few examples then, since I'm not. Let me get straight to Dr. Tyra real quick. You have a child, don't you? Or more than one, Dr. Tyra? If I'm not mistaken, 4. All right.
I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren.
Fantastic. That's a good ratio, by the way. It could have been 4 children and 15 grandchildren. It could have been that. You'd be babysitting all the doggone time. It could have been that. So now, think about this for a second.
2 children still at home in school.
Got you. Now, let's process this information. She did not have her children at ease. That ain't the process. I'm not sure if y'all. That ain't the process. She did not float to the children and just be like, oh, there it is. Nope. That's not what happened. For 9 months, there was a struggle. Whatever that was, even if it was easy, right? It doesn't matter. It was a struggle that her body said, we're going to be in harmony with this whole process. It would seem as if a child would be a parasite to the mother. Because what's a parasite? A parasite is a living creature that lives off another living creature. You understand? But that's not how human life works. That's what, I'm going to mess with some of my conspiracy theory people. That's what the cabal wants you to think. Okay, that's that's what they want you to think, but that is not how human life works. Dr. Tyra had the greatest harmony while her body was violently changing.
I hate to break it to you, but you're in for a big surprise. 5 years from now, Jane, who's resigning today, will ring the NASDAQ bell, officially launching her company on the public market. And what you'll soon realize is that Jane stole your most valuable data to start her new company on her way out the door. Learn how Code 42 Insider can stop data theft and protect your organization's most valuable assets. Visit code42.com to learn more.
From earaches to strep tests, there's MinuteClinic at CVS. See a provider, fill a prescription, and grab essentials. Or see us online with telehealth options. That's healthier made easier. Visit MinuteClinic at CVS today. Services vary by location. See MinuteClinic.com for details.
And we call that beauty. And then, in the 21st century world, she more than likely laid down and had a baby, which doesn't really make sense, but I'm going to keep my wokeness to the side right now, Law. Okay? And then she gave birth, broke skin. Now, she didn't do it, but some other women, they poo-pooed on themselves. You understand what I'm saying? All that stuff, right? All that. Snot out the nose, everything. And that was enjoyable. Even when she was screaming in pain, it was a joyful process. And it was all worth it when you held that baby, Phil would say, when that entity took his first breath, not something you've never seen before, you'll never see it again. That is how you enjoy it all. The same way that you enjoyed that whole process is the same way you're supposed to enjoy everything happening in your life, from the credit card debt to everything. Because at least you have enough life to have debt. Because you could be dead. Here's an example for the private messenger. What, did y'all get what I just said? Did y'all get that? Listen, that wasn't extreme. That wasn't liberal. That wasn't conservative. That was natural, right? That was natural. She did not say, you know what, this stupid contraction, I don't want this baby no more, right? That's not what happened, right? Get it. I don't ever want to see the baby. And with the baby alive, no, you caused me pain for 9 months. I don't like you. No, none of that happened. But that's what we do, though. In real life, that's what we do. We go, man, this was too hard. I don't want it no more. It takes too much work. That's what we do. That's not what women do. And here's what is powerful about that. No one had to teach any of you mothers how to be in harmony with pain. It's in you naturally. Well, I just said a whole lot. Now, to my friend that did not have children, imagine this as you're driving. This is actually in the book. Deanna tells her story. This is in a book called Untethered Soul, which is a powerful book, by the way. You're driving down the road, and there are 1,000 trees you pass up. Does anyone say, man, F them trees? Or, oh my God, I love them trees. Let me stop my whole life. No, they're just trees. It's just energy that you're passing up. Now, why do you think these trees examples isn't smart? Let's process what a tree does. Besides the fact that it shelters hundreds of species at one time, and those species keep your earth clean so you don't get poison in your lungs or through your skin. Besides the fact that it takes light, produces sugar, and then excretes oxygen so you can breathe. Each of those 1,000 trees you literally owe your life to, and your children's lives too. So when you're driving, not paying attention to those trees, you should literally get out and worship those trees. Those trees are valuable, and they're the reason why you can drive and not pay attention to them. Now process what I'm about to say next. But you pass them up, not being ungrateful. You understand something naturally, like Dr. Tyra having birth. That's just energy. And I don't have to devote my life to that energy. I'm saying something. Some of the people in your life are trees on the highway.
All right, Reverend.
Did y'all hear what I said? Did you hear what I said today? Some of the people in your life are trees that you should have just passed right on up. I know they was cussing you out. It's all right. You're going 70 miles per hour anyway. They got to stand still. Why is you stopping the car to argue with this tree that ain't going to go nowhere in life? Here's how I explain it to Law. Yeah. This is how I explained it to Law. I said, Law, look at the moon. And Law was having, like, when he first came out here, Law was grace angry at somebody. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of, Grace angry is a real anger. Y'all got to know about it, okay? Shout out to Grace for completely changing her anger in her life. I say, Law, the moon is one of the most powerful forces in the world. at least in our solar system, at least where Earth is concerned. But you ain't no sailor, so you don't care, Law. And you don't farm, so you don't care. But the moon is keeping the water, respecting its boundaries. Because if the moon ever stopped being the moon, we gonna drown. The whole world just gonna drown, except for Colorado. You know, everybody else up there, they're gonna be okay, right? Go ahead, Phil.
Well, it's not even the moon. It's the reflection of the sun off of the moon.
That's right.
So it's not even the moon. So the energy can reflect from something and provide a lot of value through simple reflection.
Beautiful. May we all be a reflection of something greater than us.
Who put the moon there?
Well, first off, we didn't even land on it. I'm just joking. I just like messing with
They landed out near Vegas. Took pictures.
Yeah, it's Studio 43. Right. The moon is doing stuff. And unless you creep it at night so you can see, you know what I'm saying, and you get to that house safely, unless you're doing something like that, here's what's happening. You ignore the moon, Michelle. You're not taking the moon personal, but that energy is literally blessing your life. No, seriously. That energy is literally have power over 50% of your life. Sometimes it destroys a section of your life depending on what's going on. And none of y'all ever looked at the moon and had an argument with the moon and cussed it out. Some people are like the moon. They're powerful. They are great reflections of something that don't pertain to you, even if it does. You're supposed to enjoy it all, the daytime and the nighttime, the trees and the dead trees, the cancer and the no cancer. Because if you catch a disease or COVID and you stop enjoying your life, you've missed the point of life. I'm not telling you that what I should. I'm trying to see. I should. Who's on your mic? Phil, go ahead, Phil. He may have
if you poop on my head, I'll thank you for the hat.
You messed up my shirt. That was organic teeth just came out my mouth. I like that. There was she said do it. So the Army really jacked me up. Y'all can't see it. Okay? You can't. You should know that now that I'm on disability with the United States Army, they made me a disabled veteran because what they did, process some information real quick. You take an 18-year-old kid, 4 years out the trash can, no mother, no father, don't care about nothing. Scores 180 something on the ASVAB with 156-ish IQ. Goes in there for computers. They say, oh no, Antonio. Oh, no. Have you ever heard of military intelligence, right? That's exactly how it went. I don't even know if you can apply for military intelligence. I'm not even sure. I have no idea. But that's not how I went. That's not what happened to me. What happened to me was they said, nope, these test scores say you're going to do this. And what did I say? I don't care. Literally, I went and applied for the Army. My delayed entry program, Jerome, for to get this, my delayed entry program was 5 days. 5 days. It could be up to 365 days. It's rarely 5 days. Yeah, it's rarely 5 days. I applied, and 5 days later, I was gone. You understand? They shot me through the system real quick, maybe military intelligence. The rest of the story, I pretty much can't tell you, right? But think about this for a second. So I'm 18 doing a lot of stuff. Both sides of my body is broken. My mind is broken beyond repair, according to the United States government. But you'll never know it because I enjoy life. I'm serious. I literally just, not in fairness though, my therapist deserved to be cussed out. I actually cussed out my therapist. No, this was fair. This was fair. No, he actually deserved it. This was absolutely fair. He actually deserved it. I cussed him out. But I have to still see a therapist because the United States Army still wants to check on this brain. Because just imagine being in combat for 80% of your military career at 18 years old, doing stuff that you just, whatever, sniffing asbestos all day long, torturing your body, walking through frostbite, just so many different things. Now, did I get rewarded? Yeah, I got a lot of chest candy, Jerome, a lot. I got one service stripe on my dress, just one, but I got 3 Archons. I don't even know how many achievement medals. They just hand them out like candy. You know what I'm talking about, right? Seriously, I'm a highly decorated military soldier in 4 years because you just couldn't do what I could do, and I did it very well. And I had no regard for my body whatsoever. But pain and all, my ankles are bone on bone, knees bone on bone, pain and all. You've never heard me complain. They don't hear me complain. Let me go get my briefcase and get that Ziploc bag out of there real quick. They don't hear me complain. So I'm not telling you. First off, come show them my briefcase real quick. Yes, I don't, because Law ain't never seen it. Law ain't never. It's heavy though. It's got like, just put it on camera. Let me see it. Bring it. Law ain't
your father made.
Yes,
I've seen it. That's the one your father made. Yes.
That's it right there. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. There you go. Now, there you go. I got medicine like an old person. No offense to anybody. Just it. Literally. Like nasal sprays. Like nasal sprays, all sorts of stuff. I'm serious. I'm serious. And I'm young and fit. But they towed me up so tough. But all I do is just enjoy life. And so one day, my therapist asked for a question equivalent to how do you do it? I don't understand what she was asking. It was something. And I broke it down to a real easy feel. I don't even know where it came from. I said I medicate on positivity. That's what I told her. Mm-hmm. I medicate on positivity. Y'all take too long. So I just medicate on positivity. See, my body is completely alkaline. I just did a full blood work. And so they'll say I'm overweight or whatever, even though I'm dropping weight. I got no cholesterol, nothing. No nothing. When I give blood, they make me give they ask me to give the platelets too, because my platelets are, I don't forget, like 100 times above normal of most people or something like that, whatever they say. That's the long blood test. You know what I'm talking about? That's the long one. That's the one, not blood test, that's when you give blood for 3 hours in a row. I'm not sure if y'all know that. That's the platelets. Yeah, the platelets is something different. That's something different. So every time I give blood, they want them platelets because my body is just fantastic. While my bones and mind may have been broken by being a military intelligence spy, my subconscious and my consciousness is not broken. I'm like Samuel's grandmother. Through it all. Hey, somebody got that one. I learned. Right? So when I tell you that you're supposed to enjoy it all, I'm not telling you this from a place of intelligence. I'm telling you, it is an honor for me to experience everything that life has given me, because without it, I'd be dead, or what dead is, right?
Wow.
So it's okay.
Antonio,
Go ahead, Jerry. Mm-hmm.
It is so powerful that you said that, because I look at just this year, been tested 4 times for COVID, have not got it yet, been in the nursing home for 10 months, all
Incredible.
those things that happen, and then being with the ATS family and been attacked 2 times in the hospital. But I'm still grateful that I can see the last day of the year. Powerful message.
Amen to that. Amen to that. No, you're right, man. Listen, that's absolutely, they clapping for you too. Listen, y'all. I ain't trying to tell you about some esoteric stuff you can't use. See, I like seeds and sowing because it take all that faith out of it. This is just me. I'm not telling you not to have faith. Adrian, keep your faith. For me, though, I need real stuff. My brain is hardwired for practicality. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a moon, show it to me. And when you show it to me, I'll be like, well, show it to me up close. Right? And if I'm standing there, I'll be like, well, okay, maybe. Right? Like, it's like I'm just that guy. I'm just the guy that says, well, he's a guy named Jerry in Nevada. Show me. Okay, he may be a guy. Let me see. Let me give him some scotch. Let me see if he's really a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if his stomach works or something. I'm always testing stuff. I was the kid that broke my toys just so I could rebuild them. I'm that guy. So I like practical things. So listen to me practically, y'all. You're supposed to enjoy every single thing that happens to you. When you get a bill, you're supposed to say, I am so happy and grateful that I have the money to pay this bill. You're not supposed to go, híjole, frites. I'm sorry, you don't know what that means. Don't worry about it. These languages, right?
You sound like my grandma.
You're not supposed to do that, okay? You're just supposed to say, I'm so happy and grateful that I can pay these bills, that I have the money. I have the money. So let me do you all a favor, because 11 o'clock coming soon. You got a few hours to take all them bad seeds out your hand. But that's not how you take the bad seeds out your hand. That's a fallacy. That's a ruse. You've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. If you want to plant good seeds, you don't take bad seeds out your hand. Why? Because you're paying attention to what you do not want. So you understand? If you want a good 2021, you only need to be clear on what you think is good about 2021. Write that down. Step 1, be clear about what is good for 2021. Now, I'm about to say something that only a few other people on planet Earth know. Okay? If you heard it before, good job. You're one of the few. Now that you're clear, that clearness feels a certain way. Recognize the feeling that you have while you're clear in what you want is step 2. That's the step everybody misses. Recognize the feeling that you have when you're clear about step 1. Everybody pay attention. This is where most of you falter, step 2 and step 3. You got to be clear on what you want. Well, Antonio, I'm not clear. Great. It means that you're supposed to enjoy everything around you that is bad, because in that resistance, you will find clarity. Coming back to that. Okay? Step one, you become clear about what is good to you. Step two, what you do is you remember that feeling. Jeanette, you got to hold on to that feeling. There's something, when you think about it, you feel a way. You got to remember that, because, and put this in parentheses or something, because that's when you actually have the thing you want. It's not when you get it. It's when you acquire that feeling, that vibration. Go ahead, Phil.
In the book, The Advantage, it talks about smart and healthy. Smart is marketing, finance, technology, things you can measure, things you can get a degree in. Healthy is minimal politics and confusion, high morale and productivity, and low turnover, the soft, fuzzy things. Well, his point is you can have smart, but if you don't have healthy, you ain't got a shot. But if you have healthy and figure it out and make it part of your organization, you can figure out the smart. Now listen to this, the 4 discipline models. And listen to the disciplines, and this is what made me think about this. Discipline number 1, build a cohesive leadership team. But listen to what 2, 3, and 4 is. Discipline 2 is create clarity. Discipline 3 is over-communicate clarity. And discipline 4 is reinforce clarity.
Wow.
So you think clarity might be important? Maybe so.
Wow. Wow.
That's how important clarity is. In the 4 disciplines.
Wow. Oh, yeah, wow. Y'all heard that? Clarity, clarity, clarity. We're coming back to that because I'm going to get these steps. I need you to pick up what she left off on the notes. Go ahead, Law.
I just want to confirm if I'm enjoying it in the right way, because sometimes I kind of default to, I'm enjoying it so much, I won't have to deal with this much longer. Is that the right way to enjoy it, or just enjoy it to enjoy it? Because I kind of go to and fro.
What a great question, Law. What a great question. I'm gonna put this in relationships and answer your question. Okay. Me and Dawood we're an item now. Me and him are in a relationship. Congratulations, Dawood. We are now lovers. There you go.
I'm so happy.
Made it up just on the spot. Now, Dawood, I love him so much that I need more like him. That is cheating. That type of love is going to push me to an affair. Does everybody hear what I'm saying? There's 2 different ways. Well, anyway, it's dopamine and serotonin, right? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So you have this love that is so addictive, but it's selfish. I love hold on. Man, what a great question, Law. What a really great question. Step 3, write this down, Dion. I'm gonna end with your question, Law. Step 3. Now that you recognize that you have become clear about part 1, that clarity, because remember, that's when you really have it. Y'all want to manifest stuff in your hand to manifest stuff. That doesn't make sense, because if you think it, it means off camera there's a vibrational equivalent. How could it not be a vibrational equivalent if you don't have a thought for it in your head? So the very thought proves it's already manifested. This is why those great teachers would tell you everything you've ever wanted in this world is already here. They don't mean that as, cookie and candy talk. They mean if you think it, there's a vibrational equivalent off camera somewhere. Because how can you think about something that isn't vibrating? No, that's not step 3. Step 3. Well, let me repeat step 2. Recognize the feeling you have when you're clear about step. Now, watch how much I'm putting to sound like what Phil just said. Step 3, then remember that feeling because you're going to need it. Look, clarity, clarity, clarity. look, that's step 1, clarity. Step 2, clarity. Step 3. The reason why you got to remember that feeling is because you're going to get out that dream state and somebody's going to slap you in the face when you walk outside. And you're not supposed to remember the slap. You're supposed to remember what you want in 2021. Did I just help somebody? You're not supposed to remember the argument you just had with your spouse. You're supposed to remember what you just became clear on in step 1. It's why you have to hold on to that frequency you get in step 2, because you're going to walk away from ATS into the normal world, and you need to have this ATS feeling with you everywhere.
Come on,
so
sir.
You understand? So when somebody comes against Tyra, and they will, and her new promotion, because they wanted it, she just needs to remember the feeling and the clarity that she wants for 2021. And if she does that, no opposing force against her can stop her. Only when she remembers how they made her feel will she match the vibration of their hypocrisy. Remember the story in the Torah? There's a guy who prays 3 times a day. You may have heard of him, named Daniel. Daniel then catches a law that says, you better not pray. What does Daniel do? Let me give you some geography here. Daniel opens up the eastern door. Now, this is so Muslim here. The Torah is so, what I'm getting ready to say is so Islamic here, okay? He then looks towards the temple. Now, he's in Babylon. He's about 581 miles away from the temple. He's part of the first wave of deportation. So there's 3 waves of deportation. You got 605 BC. Nope. Yeah, 605 BC, 597 BC, and 586 BC is when the temple is destroyed. So right now, for Daniel, the temple is still up, but he's not near. Help me, somebody. It's 605, so it's about 597. Daniel is in prison for his adult cousin's sins, not his. He's too young to have been the problem. It's number 1. Number 2, he opens up a window to see a temple he can't see. I said this is so Islamic here. This is so, like this Torah example is so Islamic. It really is. He opens a window and prays towards the temple he can't see, that he's nearly 600 miles away from, and finds his strength. If y'all can't remember where your blessings come from, and when you're about to get thrown in the lion's den, turn towards your blessings and say, I know they about to kill me, but my blessings are that way. You not gonna make it.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Every now and then, you got to look at a temple you can't see, but you remember. Every now and then, you got to look at a temple you can't see, but remember. Muslims all over the world pray to a temple most of them can't see.
You know, I bless you right now for saying just that. Because, you know, I'm big on trying to put us all together. And I used to always say, but you know the direction, like they pray in a certain direction. And it was because of the way that they are. So my question was, well, what if you can't get in that direction? Can you get the prayer up? But by you saying it like that, I won't ask that question anymore, because now I understand. Look, I won't
Yeah,
ask that question anymore because but that's true. I liked how you put that. That was very
That's it. So watch this here. We're in it. I'm gonna show a 1 minute 56 video, and that's how. And I'm gonna say one thing. We're in it. Back to your question, Law. Set you up. Should I love this way? That begrudging way. That's what a Hebrew. Listen, I really love the Torah. I really love it. Called a Jewish rabbi calls fish love. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. I'm supposed to love Daoud so much, I don't need nothing else. Not love Daoud so much, I need more of Daoud. Those are two different loves. Phil looked at Susan and said, I don't need nothing else. Don't need nothing else. Don't need nothing else. You understand what I'm saying? Not looked at Susan and said, boy, if I get just 5 more seasons, boy, I tell you. In every city, he go find him a season. No, that's not how you do it. You understand what I'm saying? That's not how you do it. Let me talk to Jerome real quick. You go get him a B-knock wife and an A-knock wife. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let me talk to my military folks. All right, just talk to him. He knows what I'm talking about. This is how you do it.
And why are you eating that fish? The man says, because I love fish. Oh, you love the fish? That's why you took it out of the water and killed it and boiled it. He says, don't tell me you love the fish. You love yourself. And because the fish tastes good to you, therefore, you took it out of the water and killed it and boiled it. So much of what is love, right, is fish love. Right? And so, young couple falls in love. Young man and young woman fall in love. What does that mean? That means that he saw in this woman someone who he felt could provide him with all of his physical and emotional needs. And she saw in this man somebody she feels that she can write. That was love, right? But each one is looking out for their own needs. Right? It's not love for the other. The other person becomes a vehicle for my gratification. Too much of what is called love is fish love. Right? An external love is not on what I'm going to get, but what I'm going to give. We had an ethicist, Rabbi Dessler, who said, people make a serious mistake in thinking that you give to those whom you love. And the real answer is, you love those to whom you give. And his point is, if I give something to you, I've invested myself in you. Right? And since self-love is a given, everybody loves themselves. Now that part of me has become in you, right, there's part of me in you that I love. So true love is a love of giving, not a love of receiving.
That rabbi was talking. As we close, I say, Law, the first thing I'm going to do is give to you. I sneak it on y'all all the time during marketing, add value. I sneak it on y'all all the time. Okay? I say, I'm going to give to you first. Now, I've shown my love to you. Because what I'm going to continue to pour into you is what I love in you, which is what I gave. And every day, my job is to increase in value the love I just gave you. So if I gave to you this little Skittle, I have to keep every day making it a bunch of Skittles, until you're just one collection of Skittles that I freely, without expectation, poured into you. That's love. So to answer your great question, Law, should I love because I don't have to put up with this no more? No, that's the worst. It's delaying, because what you're admitting is you're human, not God. What you're admitting is that you're being patient. Patient is to also admit that you're tolerating something you don't want. To tolerate something you don't want means that you're not being God. because God doesn't have to tolerate something God does not want, because God creates only what God wants. So to have patience actually works against your creation. Don't have patience for a bad situation. Only create the situation you want. Be clear about it. Recognize the feeling of it. And then remember that feeling. And that bad situation will fade away because it no longer vibrates at your frequency. Your challenge, because I ain't talking until I challenge you, it's become extremely clear about what y'all want in 2021. Extremely clear. And then remember that feeling. And every time something bad happens to you, don't think about what happened bad. Think only of that feeling. And not only will that bad fade away, but you'll never have those bad things happening to you again because they can't exist in that reality. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at 11 for the Esoteric Call. Love you more. All right, everybody.
Love you.
Have a good one. Love you more, sir.
Do you know how many files your employees have uploaded, downloaded, emailed, airdropped, Slacked, or shared via Google Drive today? A lot of that data has left your organization, and you don't even know it. Visit code42.com to learn how Insider prevents data exfiltration.
At T-Mobile for Business, unconventional thinking means we see things differently, so you can focus on what matters most. That's why we've become the leader in 5G, #1 in customer satisfaction, and a partner who includes 5G in every plan, so you get it all. Unconventional thinking is better for business. Open Signal awards T-Mobile as America's fastest 5G network USA. 5G user experience report July 2021. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com. For JD Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.